Hi, my name is Dave Hensey. I'm the API sales rep here at Sweetwater in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I also have with me a special guest. This is Daniel Schlett. He is a Grammy award-winning producer-engineer who runs a commercial studio called Strange Weather in Brooklyn, New York. How you doing, Daniel?
Great. Good morning. How are you, Dave?
Fantastic.
Great to be here with this 2448.
We have brought our entire NAMM booth setup, including our box console, our full rack of gear, our 50th anniversary products, and this beautiful 2448 dual input analog console. And so we wanted to share a couple of the features of this new console, which is kind of sits in the price point between the 1608, which we've had out for about 10 years now and just given a refresh called the 1608 Mark II, and our large format consoles is this 2448 analog recording and mixing console. So this is a dual input, so you have a large fader path and then a small fader path on a rotary pot. It comes standard with 16 550A classic API EQs, as well as 8 560 graphic EQs. In addition to that, we have an 8 bus, a stereo bus, and 4 stereo returns. This is a complete recording console. We also have the Final Touch automation system.
So this 24-channel 2448 features 24 API 312 mic preamps. It features a dual input channel. It's got 8 multi-track buses, as well as 1 dedicated stereo bus, 8 auxiliary sends, as well as 4 stereo automated echo returns. It should be noted that the dual input channel of this console on a 24-channel frame gives you 56 inputs at mixdown. So on a very small footprint in your studio, you've got a lot of inputs at your mix.
That's fantastic. So the 2448 is also available in a 32-channel frame, which gives you 72 channels at mix. It also has an optional 529C stereo bus compressor, which is the same stereo bus compressor that we make as a 500 series module, just turned horizontally to fit there so that it doesn't take up any of the room of your 500 series slots at the top of the center section. Let's talk a little bit about the new Final Touch automation that this console features, which is our brand new automation system that's incredibly responsive and is one of the easiest that I've ever worked with. And essentially it gives you mute, insert, and fader position. There is no external computer. It is MIDI over USB, so it runs off of an internal computer that we built to be very intuitive and very responsive. It pulls up a keyboard. You can plug a USB keyboard to it if you want to have a little easier time typing, and you can save your mixes to an SD card. So the reason that we designed this from the ground up is so that it would be incredibly reliable, just like the rest of the hardware. We all know how frustrating it can be if you have file errors in your automation with an external computer. So it really makes it easier for the workflow of your studio. And Daniel, maybe you can share a little bit about what having an analog recording console has done for your workflow in your commercial studio.
Well, that begins about 10 years ago when you first introduced the API 1608. Mm-hmm. My partner Mark and I started our studio with an unloaded, empty 16-channel console, mm-hmm. and over the course of several years grew and expanded that empty console to a fully loaded, automated 48-channel 1608. And 2 years ago, we upgraded that to the large format API Legacy AXS. The analog workflow for our studio creates efficiency and a sonic kind of quality that our clients demand and that we're known for in our studio and in our city in New York.
Fantastic. Now, in a typical month, how many days do you book?
I mean, we're trying to work 30 days a month.
Wow.
If we have some downtime, there's always stuff to fix. It's a recording studio, but
right.
We're trying to work 30 days a month in there.
Fantastic. And why did you choose API? What was it about the API console that made you land there?
Well, first and foremost, it's the sound. And then after that, it's the relationship that we have with you guys. It's a new product. There's a lot of lust out there for the vintage market of classic recording consoles, but anybody who can tell you who's running a real commercial facility, efficiency and Those types of things are very important, and you don't have time to be messing with a broken piece of recording equipment. You need something that works every day when it's the centerpiece of your studio. And so for us, it was very important to be able to pick up the phone and have somebody to call, have parts that are still available. You know, it's a piece of equipment, so things do go wrong eventually. You know, it's got a lot of moving parts, so things are going to happen at some point. So you need to know that you have some recourse. But for us, it was sound and you know, reliability.
Fantastic. I think it's one thing that's important to note is API does have a sound. It is not
big time.
It is not colorless or transparent. It is punchy and mid-forward. And the great thing is every product that we make, from our $600 transformer guitar pedal to our our rack mount mic pre's, to the 1608, the box console, the 2448, the Legacy AXS, and the Vision console, they all use the same components. They're built by the same hands in the same factory. So the mic pre that you have in this console is the same that you would find in our $16,000 box console.
And in the 500 series lunchbox, and in the transformer pedal too.
Mm-hmm.
And I can attest, I've used almost every console you guys make at this point. I've recorded albums on the API box. I've done plenty of records on the 1608, and I've been working on a ton of music on my Legacy AXS as well. So, you know, I'm very comfortable with the sound, I'm very familiar with it, and I always relish the opportunity to walk into a new studio with an API console.
If you have any questions on the 2448 or any of the products in the API line, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer today.